It's been a while since I've done one of these, and that's just because for the ones who don't know it yet, I had a small minor bicep tear on my left bicep. I actually didn't feel any pain, I wasn't in discomfort. However, my girlfriend got it on time. She saw like a little bit of discoloring and felt it, and felt the bicep tear. So for the last 3 weeks it was all about de-stressing and de-voluming the body. So the first week we took completely off of training. The second week we did 2 times push, 2 times pull with 1 rep in reserve and also 1 set for each exercise, so no back, no biceps. And the third week we did the same, 2 times push, 2 times legs with 0 reps in reserve, but also no past failure, no partials, etc. This is the 4th week. It feels really good at the moment, so we're gonna go back at it. Also for the first 3 weeks I had only rest day calories, so now I have training calories again. I can train with total volume for every training of the week. However, for back and bicep we will still do 2 or 3 reps in reserve, which is not something I would like to do, but for now it's necessary so the bicep can heal fully again before we increase the intensity. But I'm very happy to go back at like my normal routine. So today we have posterior training, which means hamstrings, glutes, back and biceps. So most of that training will be with 2 or 3 reps in reserve. I'm gonna film it for you guys so you can have a little bit of understanding how that looks like. The last couple of weeks were kind of mentally hard. Well, not that hard because I knew it was just a minor tear, so I would go back at it within a couple of weeks. But still, you're in your off season, probably the last push before prep, so you have basically no time to waste in your body, in your mind, but also the rest can be a good thing as well to reset stress levels for your body. Because in those couple of weeks I also lost 2 or 3 kgs, mostly liquid inflammation and of course fullness as well. But now I'm eager to go back at it. Alright guys, see you in the gym. Arrived at the gym, already did my warm-up sets, so now straight into the work. Starting off with lying leg curls today. It's actually my favorite hamstring movement exercise at the moment. But that's mainly because of the brand of this device of equipment, because you can load this one so much in the stretch, and the further you contract and squeeze you get weaker. So with loading in the stretch you can mimic your strength profile actually.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a 2-man pile. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
So I actually started logging again. I didn't log for a couple of weeks before the injury and the deload weeks, because it was giving me some mental relief at that point. But now I'm eager to go back at it with no emotional attachment to these numbers, because at the end of the day it's not about those numbers. Of course over time you need to progress, but you need to progress with stimulus and not just weight or reps.
If they could, they probably should. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. If they could, they probably should.
Second exercise of today, stiff leg deadlifts. I'll pull them from the floor when I get to my working set. Haven't done these in 3 weeks, and if there is one exercise that I've missed in the last 3 weeks, then it's deadlifts. It's my favorite at the moment, I think. And it's actually funny. Yesterday in our gym, we have something like membership Wednesday, even though it was Tuesday. And they go around with the camera and they ask like one question to all the gym members that are present that day. So yesterday's question was, which exercise did you hate the most in the past, but is now one of your favorites? And for me, the answer was obviously deadlifts. Could have gone with barbell rows as well. Why? It was one of my most hateful exercises, and that's just because I fucking sucked at them. I had a lot of trouble with like keeping the torso straight, which causes a lot of pressure on my lower back. But that has been fixed now. And when I build up my erectors, the strength of them, the size of them, that's when I got to execute them better and better. And now that it's good, I actually really enjoy them because it's just one heck of a powerful movement. So that's just my take on them. Also, in my opinion, it's very hard to build a thick back without some kind of bent over hip hinge movement. What I noticed with this exercise and also what I've done in the past when I was younger is a lot of people pull with ego weights, not providing much stimulus to the hamstrings, the glutes, or even the back, but just to the central nervous system. Because my working sets haven't increased a lot during the last 1 or 2 years, but the execution has been so much better. I can actually feel my glutes get stretch, contract, and the same for my hamstrings right now, and push myself way closer to actual failure with this exercise. And if you do this with a lot of weight, you're not gonna provide stimulus to the hamstrings and glutes. Maybe you will target the back because you pull everything from the back, but that will just cause a lot of issues with the lower back. For example, I even had trouble driving further away than 20 minutes because I couldn't give my body a position in the car because it was so much pain actually. Also when I was cooking for like longer than 20 minutes, the same thing, got a lot of lower back pain. And that will translate in different movements as well because a hack squat, which is a supported movement, was even painful for me. So if there's anything to be learned from that, please set your ego aside if you're doing bodybuilding. We're not doing powerlifting. We're not trying to carry away as much weight as possible. We're driving stimulus as high as possible. So with that in mind, I will demolish the set. The reason why I'm not taking the last rep at this point is just because if you pull it and you don't got it 100% for sure, there will also be quite a load on the bicep if you try to compensate. So I'm not gonna do that. not taking risks at this point. It's not necessary. So basically you can say I'm a little bitch. So that was it for the fun stuff. No more training till failure. 2 to 3 reps in reserve from now on. Moving on to the back exercises, which are all pull downs today. So we got this Panata pull down, neutral grip. We got a V-bar pull down and just a lat pull down. Then some biceps and rear delt stuff.
I'm a 10 out of 10 all across the board. Price written up, you can check the score. See me in real life, they lock jaw. Really am about it, yeah, put it on the floors. Put it in drive like I'm in a Q4. Stacking them racks like a boss, of course. Middle name pressure, that's for sure. Bitch, I'm a dumb at LA, you know. CEO, got a boss energy. These hoes ain't all fucking with me. Everything nice, yeah, everything real. Talk to me nice, for real, for real. I don't play that, I've been in my bag, I stay there. I got plans on top of plans and I do not intend to play fair. I'm going in, that's all I do. Standing on business, that's what I do.
So that's where the fun stops. So it's really hot today, 34 degrees, which means when you're training, get yourself some electrolytes in during training. So add them to your intro workout. Our intro workouts also consist of 30 grams of cyclic dextrin, 30 grams of EAAs, 10 grams of glutamine, and 5 grams of creatine. So that's what keeps me fueled during the training. I have that in by the end or beginning of my third exercise, so I just finished it. All available for some good quality, but also good taste at Supp City. Use Simon10 for a discount.
Everything did feel like a model, I'm out of your league. Drinking my water, protecting my peace. Just hitting the pinnacle, shooting them threes. It's your bad, yeah, you know that. Take a picture, yeah, that's Kodak. I get in my bag, you know that.
So I see a lot of people bashing on reps in reserve lately, and I'm one of them as well. However, there is a time and place for everything, guys. If fatigue is very high, or you're coming up from an injury again, it can has its place, like me. But if everything is on point, recovery is on point, then you should be training to failure, or at least very, very, very close to failure, and not hold back intentionally. And another thing I see is that when coaches tell people to do a deload week, do volume week, or like me, taking it back a step for like 3 weeks, well, I felt no pain. It's not, and then they get mad at the coach, or they disobey the coach, or put down their advice. Let's say it on that way. But you have a coach for a reason. He makes that decision not to bully you, but because he has the best interest in mind for you and wants you to actually succeed. I could have done my own thing and trained 3 weeks in a row, still with the same intensity, and torn my whole bicep. Needed surgery and probably be months later before I could do a normal training again. Luckily I didn't, because I know he's not there to bully me, but to get me closer to my goals. And I sincerely believe that he has my best interests in heart. And if you do not have that feeling with your coach, you really should question yourself if you have the right coach at that point.
Open up, I'm right outside, you know what's up, it's icy in my veins. Boy, I'm cold as fuck, captive battle showing up. Why you talking, you don't know enough. I pull up at the door and tell them, open up, I'm right outside, you know what's up, it's icy in my veins. Boy, I'm cold as fuck, captive battle showing up. Why you talking, you don't know enough. I pull up at the door and tell them, here we go with this again. They don't wanna listen.
Whoops, that was definitely not 2 or 3 reps in reserve. But it wasn't unintentional, to be honest. So the 4th exercise of today, the good old unhated V-bar row. Also one of my favorite back exercises, I think. Get a really, really, really good stretch from it. And also the contraction is pretty good. Also bilateral, so you're not 4 or 5 hours in the gym. Getting actually quite fatigued now, because it's been a while since I've done this kind of volume in training. God, I've messed this shit.
Bring it to him simple, unsolicited. That's just my conditioning. couldn't get the pieces to the puzzle fit, and they would rather quit than reposition it. I'm cracking up. You joking, right? I think it's time to pack it up. Problems from my past, we tryna patch it up. Nah, fuck it, rather double down and back it up. You might catch me acting up. Everyone was looking for the quickest way to eat.
Just 2 exercises left. 1 exercise rear delts, 2 sets. 1 exercise biceps, 2 sets. The rest in reserve. So the rear delts I can do till failure. So a little bit of more fun stuff right here.
Pull up at the door and tell them, open up. I'm right outside, you know what's up. It's icy in my veins, boy, I'm cold as fuck. After battle showing up. Why you talking? You don't know enough. I pull up at the door and tell them, what's the resolution? Might need retribution. I'ma always bounce back like a Wilson evolution. Where's the execution? Need direct solutions. People looking like they're doing shit's the best illusion. Why you keep on doing that? Seen them get the slightest of attention. True intentions have them moving like a sewer rat. We are not pursuing that. I don't need to view the stats, I focus on the bigger pic. Now you won't catch me moving flat. Have myself a season, it's evident I'm eating. I cooked it all myself, it's like barbecue Korean. Always rep the Northeast, but I had to switch the region. Grew up living in the cold weather. Don't you know that I'm freezing? Please open up.
So last exercise here, the incline dumbbell curl. Already did my first working set. So, didn't feel my bicep for the whole training. But in the stretch position, I kind of feel it now. So that I just know that in the stretch position, like bicep is still not that strong. And I need to be careful there. Might also be because yesterday I've also done biceps. Because it's also on one of my push days. There I didn't feel anything. And that was also like an incline curl, but with cable and a straight bar seated. So it loads the squeeze there a little bit more than the stretch. So we'll do another set of this, but just keep the weights very low. And I might even do like a little bit further away from failure. Just to be safe, just to not fuck it up. Yep. That's a wrap on the first posterior training since the minor bicep there. I'm very happy to be back in the gym to train back and biceps again, even though it's not till failure yet. Also curious about to see the progress that I will make now that I'm back. Felt very flat the last couple of weeks. Wasn't happy with towards my shape was heading, but now I'm excited again, and we will be back in no time. See you guys for the next one.